G'day folks. Well, what I've got here are two Crazy Unicorn Neptune cubes. And this is the one where there are actually two different variants available here. So I'm going to be solving this one today and I'll explain how that's different from this one. Both of these versions, like the Crazy Planets, have the white face, the green face, and the red face as zero faces. So we have three zero faces around a corner. This version here, same thing. Green, white, and red, they're all zero faces. Those center parts stay fixed when we turn the face. You'll probably have seen the difference already. On this one, I can turn that corner. So this is on a turnable corner because obviously on the unicorns, not all corners are turnable. So this version that I'm not solving today has the three zero faces around a turnable corner. This version that I am solving today, they are around a non-turnable corner. You can see when this is done, those lines are going to continue like that, and it's going to look like that sort of thing. There's no way we can turn this. So you might initially think that having the zero faces around a turnable corner actually makes it easier. It's not. This is quite a bit more challenging than this one. So I'm going to get rid of this one now, because that's not what I'm solving today. This is the one that I am. It's easier than the other one, but it's still not to say in any sense that it's a simple puzzle. This is quite a challenging puzzle, and I'm looking forward to taking you through it. So the first thing that I want to do here is reduce the edge bases. And this is trickier than on a Jupiter or a Uranus cube because we've actually got three edge bases around this corner. We kind of have to do them now, because if we don't do them now and then try and put them in later, they won't go in correctly, or they won't position correctly. And so what I'll do is just take them one at a time. It's a fairly straightforward process, but it must be done first. So let's take the white-green to begin with. In order to reduce that and get the green-white outer edge here with the correct pieces here, I need to firstly place a green piece into that position, and I'm going to come up and grab it from the orange face. Now, the type of piece that I want, there's two green pieces here. This is the correct type of piece with the straight line as the longest part of the piece. This one over here, you'll notice that the longest part of the piece is actually a curved line. That's not the type we want. So this is the correct type. So what I could do is bring that up, turn this onto it and put it down. But you'll notice it's not the correct position of the piece. It's at the top rather than the bottom. So that's the kind of thing I want to do. In order to get the correct green piece there, I've got to search for it and see if it's on one of these other faces. I reckon that's the one. So I would bring that up to the orange face. Now I can turn the position up, turn that around and bring it down. There's nothing that's been done yet, so there's no restrictions here at this point. So that green piece is in. I'll do the same with the white piece. Got to locate the correct piece type and position. That's the correct piece type, but it needs to be here. So let's see if I can find, neither of them are good. I think this one might be a goer. No, that's actually going to land in the same position as that one there. What about this one over here? You can kind of see. If I turn that around and bring it up, I think this one might be the one that I want. So I will then turn its position up, turn the white piece on and bring it back down. And you'll notice that when I turn the position up, that green that I placed has not moved. So I've got the green and the white circle parts there. Now I need to place the green-white base. So all I do is locate where that is and bring it up to this orange face. Okay, it's on here. Bring it up to the face so that I can, so this happens to have white on top. So I want it in this position because I just want to do it down, down, up, up. If I had it in this position, I would place it, but it would be misoriented. So here it is, and in order to keep the green and white pieces that I've done, I just do it down, down, up, up. And you can see that's the first of these three edge bases placed. Well, the next one I can choose, I'll do the green-red. This time to get the green and the red piece, I'll use the yellow face to circle them around. So that's a potential green piece there. Does that look like, I think that is the right one. So I would first bring that to the yellow face and just store it. And then I'd always check that I haven't broken something I've done. In this case, no, I haven't. Turn the position up, put the piece on, undo. That green is now there. Same thing for the red. Now this time I could potentially break that, so I'll need to be very careful. But I'll bring a red piece onto, I have a feeling that's the wrong one because that would come up to there, and that would land at the top, so that's no good. There's no red pieces over here, so let's potentially one of these two. I'll bring that to the yellow face and turn it off. I think that's a good one. So we'll turn that red piece up. We'll turn the position up, put the red piece on and return it. You'll see the white greens have come back and the red and the green circle pieces are now in position. So again, I've got to locate the red green outer edge. Here it is, and I'll bring it up to the yellow face. That's fine. Turn it around and just see which way it needs to be oriented. It needs to be like that. Now I can do a down, down, up, up, and that's placed. Final piece, you can see the white red is, the base is in there, but I need to get the white and the red circle pieces. First, I'll use the blue face this time. Now there's a white piece here, but I think it's the wrong piece. Wrong position of the piece. I think this one here might do the job. Oh no, that's not even a right piece type. This one, let's have a look at this one. Now, as I bring that up, I can bring that up to the blue face now, but it knocks out the white green. So I just definitely need to turn it off and put that white green back before I continue. Okay, that is the right piece. So I'll turn it off, position up to the blue face, piece on, piece out. Couldn't resist. Red. No reds on here, no reds on the yellow face. There is one red on here that could be potentially a correct piece. So I'll just have a quick look. Yes, that goes there. So I'll turn it to the blue and store it. That's back. And now turn it up, put it on, bring it back. Good. So the white and the red pieces are in there. And now I've just got to grab that white red edge again, position it correctly, and down, down, up, up. Now at this point, I've got those three really key edge bases done. There's no need whatsoever to get the edge arrows here done, and there's no need to try and do the corner. It'll end up coming out later anyway. So what I do now is sort of just, I'll keep the white face on top. If you've done the Uranus cube, we had the white and the green edge done, and we had these three that we could freely turn. We've got an extra one here now. So what I'm going to do is basically use these two positions to reduce the remainder of the edges. That's pretty straightforward, and what I want to do is just look at this green piece and position a correct green circle piece there. And my freedom of movement, essentially I can turn the bottom face anytime I like. I can turn the blue face, the orange face to move pieces around. So let's see if that's the wrong one. What else have I got on the bottom? That one may be correct. So you've got to look for the correct piece type and the correct positioning. So I'm thinking to myself, if it's there and I'll turn it to there, when I bring it up, it'll position here, which is exactly 90 degrees from that green piece. That's the sort of the thinking that goes on in my head. So I'll now turn the piece on. Now clearly it's knocked that out, and this is why we need to turn it on, replace it with something else, and turn it back to always keep this part that we've done. Okay, next I've got a blue. It's not with the correct piece. I need a blue piece over here. I'll just have a look on the bottom and see if there's anything there. There's a blue piece that will go into that correct position. And so I can now turn that on, replace with something else, and turn back. Now you might be thinking, well, could I replace it with something that will turn back and correctly do that? Yes, absolutely. I've just found it's just as easy and quick just to do one at a time and replace it with whatever appears. No blue pieces there. I do have a blue piece there. That will be the correct one. So I'll put that in. Okay, turn my base on, replace with something else. This time this will actually come back and replace that. So because that's done, I'll then turn the orange face to put a different one up there. That happens to be matching with the yellow. So I'll turn that around, replace it, return it. That's created an orange. This is pretty common actually. Now at this point I've got no more pieces that are not done that I can grab from there. So I just turn the bottom face, grab another one. Okay, the orange, what can I turn that onto? That's not going to work. That is a correct piece, and that may be the only piece that's left. I'm not sure yet. Just have to see. There's none over here, so we'll check on the bottom again. What about this one? Oh, hang on, that was the one I just talked about. If it appears that that is actually the piece that I need to place, I'll completely abandon this. I'll ignore that for now and deal with it later. The other thing I could do is flip it over and get the white done. I might even do that just to say, all right, because then at least that'll extract the white orange base from that orange piece. So that means I've got to get a white circle piece over to that region. So I'll just find that if I can. Is that one of them? That is one of them. There you go. So that's extracted from the orange now. I can kind of replace that with something or other. Now here's another technique. The orange goes there. So this is the orange white that I just grabbed. That's its piece. So, well, having a look at the moment, let's see, have I mucked something up here? I better turn that back because I don't want to do that. That is a trap for young players. Let's get back on with the solve. I've got the orange here and I can turn it up onto position because what I'm really doing is three cycling this to here and replacing it with another one. So if I turn that up to position, replace it with that one, then undo, undo. That is another way to deal with these things. Okay, so that, what have I got now? An orange. Let's find, okay, there's an appropriate orange to go with that one. So again, what I can do is actually turn this off around to there, put the circle piece up, undo, undo. Okay, I've got a blue here, and I can see if I put that blue piece there, that will do the job. Okay, so I've done that. Can I replace it with anything? I can replace it with this thing, so that's good because I want to get those bits turned back into position. Right, here's a blue that can go with that blue, and there's something to replace it with there, so we'll do that. Now, just, okay, that's good. Green here. Now, I wouldn't mind getting this one out of this position here because obviously the green red's been done. This one is actually on a green face and it still needs to be reduced. So I might replace that with something that has been completely reduced if I've got that. I do, I've got the orange blue here. So I can turn that down. I can turn it down on the orange face so that I don't turn the green face. Replace it with the one that's done and put it there. So as long as I'm not touching these, it's fine. The red face, same deal. I've got that one that I need to deal with, and I've got this one that I've already done. So what I might do, turn that off, turn it down using the blue face, undo, undo. So now in these two positions, this one and this one, I know that those pieces don't need to be reduced. So pretty much everything I have now is accessible on these parts here and the lower face. That's what I've got to play with. So let's have a look. I've got a green here. There should be a green piece. That might be it. I reckon that is it. So I'll turn that up into position, put it on. Now, can I replace it with something? I can't replace it with anything obvious at the moment. So what I will do, I can do it with that one. I'll just have to turn it up. Like that. Put back the pieces. Okay, the white blue. The piece for that is actually this one. So I will put that up into its position. Turn that around. Bring up another one. Undo, undo. Now I won't be too far from the end here. So what have I got? On the bottom, got the red, another red. So I've got two on the bottom. I've got this yellow here. I've got this yellow here. And I reckon that's it. So 4 to go. So let's get a yellow done if I can. Now it could be, no, it's not going to be that piece at all. That's silly. let's find the other yellow piece, which I reckon is that one. Okay, so I'll turn the yellow around and I just want to replace it with something. That will do. To ensure that that stays done. Okay, where are we? I've got a red with a red circle. I've also got a red with a red circle. Now that's actually pretty cool, because what that means, essentially, let's say that I put that up there like that. I mean, essentially they need to swap. What we can do is think about grabbing another red piece, because I've got two red pieces here with two circle reds. So I'll find another red that's already been done. Now I think obviously that can't be used. I think I put another one in here. I did. So let's take that out using, no, that's the one that I can't move. I always get these colors confused. Ah, okay. I actually can't move both of these reds. So I've got two more reds to do, but I have no more reds to deal with. So I can't actually just use a third red here to fix this. What I'll have to do is turn this on like this, and then probably replace with a third piece of some color. Let's perhaps the blue piece here. Get that one done, turn that up, unturn. Now that should be easier to deal with, because even though I'm involving red pieces, I'm also involving blue, and blue does not make an appearance over here. So what I'm going to try and do now is find another blue piece where the base is sitting down here. Okay, that will do the job. So let's put that one into position. And all I'm thinking now is that I want to turn the red onto there. That blue is going to come to here, and this blue will go back to there. So as long as I get the piece movement correct, turn the red on, replace it with that blue, undo, undo. And that's all the edge bases reduced. Now, that's not the only scenario that can happen. So if you do run into other scenarios, what I'd recommend is having a look at the Crazy Unicorn Uranus video, because in that video I outline 5 specific sort of last 2 or 3 edges scenarios that you can get. Most of the time it's actually not too bad, something like that. So we've now successfully reduced all of our edges. What we need to do now is to place the edges, and we actually don't need to do it now, but I'm going to do it now, because what I want to do is check for swapped edges, because if that happens, I need to fix that now rather than at the end of the solve. That's very painful doing it at the end. So I now just want to place the white cross. I've already got 2 of them. I want to place the white blue and the white orange, and just remembering that I can only turn the blue, orange and yellow faces as I do this. So for instance, I can't turn this around here, bring the white blue up and turn it back, because it just breaks everything. What I need to do is have a look at, I'll probably put the white blue on the bottom first of all. Now I can turn it onto the face, but you can see that the blue face is not oriented correctly. So I need to turn that first, put it on, turn it up to the top. Okay, white orange is the other one, and that's sitting here. Same thing, I can put it underneath, turn it up. All right, so the 4 whites are done. Now let's think about the other problematic middle layer edges. I know that the red and the green are both 0 faces. So what I want to do first is get the red blue and the green orange. And then that'll leave me this last one, which is on 2 faces where I can freely turn the faces. Let's have a look at the red blue. I need to place it in there like that. And you can see that if I turn the blue face, it will not unreduce edges. If I was to turn the red face, they all become bad. So I need to be able to turn it in using the blue face, but clearly I need the red to be on the top before I turn it in. So that means I need to flip this, and I'll do my flipping using the yellow, orange and blue. So just a down, down, up, up to put the red on the top face. Now what I can do is turn its position up, put it on and turn it in. And I know that the face is going to be oriented because I've already done it to match the white. So that red blue is done. Let's do the same thing for the green orange. I need the green to be on top. Okay, there's the green orange. The green is on top. So that means now, once again, I can turn this orange face, put the green on, undo. Now that just leaves me with this last one, and I'll use that to get the two at the back. Before I do, I want to check, is the yellow center oriented, because that can turn. And it is pointing to the same corner as two others, so that is good. That's where it needs to be. So I've got, I note, well, let's do the yellow-red first. It's sitting here and it needs to flip over. So I can do a setup and then flip it over and turn it back into its position. The yellow-green belongs over here. And that is then solved as well. Now, that will leave us one of a few scenarios, but essentially they boil down to some kind of 3-cycle or some kind of swap. And I note here that the orange-blue is in, these two are in, but flipped. Now, because I would have been hoping for the solve, that I actually got a swap, because that's what I want to do first. So I'm going to set up for that swap now, and then cut back in and deal with it. All right, and here we are back and we've got a swap, because what's happening here is the blue-yellow is in position but flipped. Don't worry about the flipping. The swapping is what matters. The blue-orange belongs here, the yellow-orange belongs here. So that is a clear swap of two reduced edge bases. Now on a normal Rubik's Cube, I would just turn the yellow face and then resolve. But the problem here is you can see the orientation is now bad. So I can't turn a face where the center turns. That means I must turn the white, red or green face one turn and then resolve. And what I generally do, I will turn the red face one turn. It leaves these things intact, and I'm going to end up replacing these. But to fix the problem, I'm going to turn the red face one turn. That's dealt with the problem. Now clearly, I've knocked out the red green and the red white, so I want to get them back as a matter of urgency. So first of all, I will cycle that one back around to there, just using the standard sort of thing that I'd use. That one's home. I'll then place the red green back to there, position around, bring it up, undo, undo. Now importantly, that's got back these ones which were kind of not to be touched. So I've fixed the problem with the swapped edges. I've kept that little block done. The next thing I'll do is just solve one of these reds. So you can see they kind of swapped, and that's precisely what's happened. I've created another swap to go with the one on the yellow face. So let's say that I solve the red yellow around to there. So I'll basically just use, I don't know, this piece at the moment. I'll use that piece. Yeah, that's fine. So the important thing is I've got another one of these reds solved. Now, what that leaves is I've got a red, blue, and a blue-red. Now that means I need a third piece that shares that same sort of colouring. Well, the one that I don't want is the red, because that's used up here. So I'm going to find a blue piece that I can use to be able to 3-cycle this, and I could put the blue piece up here, as long as it is the correct one. So if you think about the blue, I actually want the blue base here, so it turns around like that and matches with these. So let's find a blue base that is completely done. There's a blue-orange here. What I've got to do is just see, will I bring it over to there? Will that be the correct one? No, that's going to go up to there and onto there, so it won't match. Let's try this blue-white. With those two pieces, I'd like to get the blue-white. This one looks good. Now, I can't turn the green face, so normally I'd turn this down, bring the green up and put it back. So I've got to be a bit more creative than that. I'll do, I think, because it actually doesn't matter where the pieces are initially. Let's put that up there. Okay, that's placed that where I want it. And now I've got to get this one back into position. So I'll just do an up, up, down, down. Okay, so my three pieces are where I want them, and all I'm doing here is finishing, reducing again to deal with the swapped edges. So I just look at the direction. The red outer has got to go to that red inner, so that must turn onto there first. Then the blue is going to come and go back down to there. So I'll 3-cycle those outer edges around like that, and I've completed the reduction again. These bits are back. Because all the pieces are reduced, now I don't need to go and place the edge bases again, but I'm going to anyway, partly to show that it's worked, but also because it's going to make it a bit easier to do the next stage. Okay, so again, we'll look at the whites. Those whites are mostly still in. I had to use the white blue, so I'll get that sorted now. Can't turn the white face, I'll have to bring it up this side. I just said can't turn the white face. That's true, but it was the red face that was the problem there. Okay, now you can see that I've got a misoriented center here, so I'll just firstly orient the center and now replace that white orange. So just checking the whites, they all look pretty good. The problem issues here with the red and the green. So the red green's in, the red blue is in. Need to place that green orange. Okay, that's oriented correctly. So we'll place that. There's my fourth. Let's have a look and orient the yellow. I'll do it 2 twists because then I'll get the yellow green in, and I just need to place the yellow red. Okay, and what you can see is the remainder of the edges have actually come back and solved for us. So that has definitely fixed that set of swapped edges. Now, if you just landed with a 3-cycle, you're going to land with, I guess, a couple of options. One would be just a 3-cycle to solve, which is pretty easy. The other option I'll set up for right now. And it would be something like this, where you've got a pair of swapped edges. You remember that in the actual solve, that's exactly what we had. I can't remember where they were, but there were 2 swapped edges in position. So to deal with the swapped edges, because these are all 1 faces, the circle parts turn with the face, we can simply do a normal edge flipper routine. A down, down, up, up. So put that yellow, orange there, and then place it back on its position by turning that yellow face. And that will deal with it. So if you don't get swapped edges, you just get a 3-cycle and you finish it like that. All right. Now, the next stage of the solve is to reduce the edge arrows. And again, there's no urgency to reduce these ones that belong here. We'll end up placing them later. What I'm going to need to do is I will use the white face. I'll do it the same as for Jupiter, except there's a bit of a subtle difference. With Jupiter, it's only the white face that is a 0 face. All the others are 1s, and I need to be turning a 0 and a 1 face. So I could do it with the blue face, and if I do that, I'm going to get these pieces here on this side of the edge. However, I won't be able to get these pieces because if I was to turn it up to here, I'd be using that red face, which is 2 0 faces. No good. So I'm going to get this side of the piece by using the white and blue on a turnable corner here. And then to get the other side of the piece, I'm going to have to use the white and the orange with this turnable corner. That's the main fundamental difference of how to place them. It's kind of good because it means when you're working on this side, you know when you're done because there's no more pieces that go there. So look, I'll start with the white and orange faces, and I guess what I can do here to make it as easy as possible is to say, if we look at that green inner or green circle piece there, what I really need is a green outer to go here. And I've got to find the right sort of green outer. There's a green outer, but it's not going to place into that position. It would actually place there. So all I'd do would be turning the face. Have I got any on the bottom? I do have one on the bottom. There's a green outer that could go up to there. And ordinarily, I would kind of turn it up there, but you'll notice that if I use the green face, it's broken things. So what I need to do instead is to get the green oriented correctly so I can place it, I've got to flip that over. And I always flip it using the blue and the orange faces. So the green outer is now on this layer rather than the yellow face. And now what I can do is turn the piece down, put that green on, and undo. And what that's done is put a green outer here to go with the green inner. And then I'd say, well, that's a blue outer. I need a blue inner on the bottom. So the first thing is, let's find a blue inner on the bottom. There is a blue inner right there. And the second thing is that piece is facing exactly the correct direction because it's got to be opposite to that. So we're now set up to reduce the green and the blue edge arrow. Here's what we do. We're turning the green onto there first. So we turn that corner to place that up there. We then are going to replace that with this piece. We do that by doing face turns. Orange face, white face, undo, undo. And that has 3-cycled the piece that was down the bottom up to here. You might remember that was an orange piece. Now, we then undo those moves. So we undo the corner turn and we undo the face turns. That's it. Now, when we look at what's happened, there's the green that's been reduced. There's the blue that's been reduced. This one is ready to go for the next one, so I can turn it up there and start again. Now, I note here that I've actually got a white-green, which is one of the key pieces that I need. So that's good that that's sitting in there. I might even leave it in there. The key to this is actually making sure that we have the 0 and the 1 face. That's why this routine works, and it just 3-cycles the pieces that we're interested in. So there's a red inner. I want to place a red outer into that position. Do I have one here? I do. That is the correct type. So I'll just turn that off, bring it down, put it on, turn it in. There's my red going to red. I need an orange going to orange inner. So there's an orange inner. Unfortunately, the piece is facing the wrong direction. Okay, nothing else on the bottom. Let's go searching for one. There is one here, which I think might be the go. So I'll turn that down, replace it, undo, undo. And that is an orange inner, which is facing the correct direction that I need it to in order to complete this. So I'm now ready to go. I'm going to reduce the red, I'll reduce the orange, and in fact, this yellow will come up to there and reduce that. So all three will be reduced here. That's what we're going for, really. And did I turn the corner back? I can't remember. Probably not, because it's really problematic. Okay, let's have a look. The green's done, the red's done, the orange is done. Beautiful. So now it's time to get another one into this position. And in fact, that green, what I think I had it there. Well, that's come out anyway. Let's have a look what I do have. On the bottom face here, there's one here that I can do. So I'll put that into its position. So turn it onto there and then turn it up to there. I'm now looking for a blue outer to go here. Just checking on the bottom. There's nothing on the bottom. There is one here, which may or may not be the one I want. I think, in fact, it is, because it will turn around to there. So I could now actually 3-cycle that around into position. And you can see that's landed there, ready to go. That's a white outer, so I need a white inner here. Nothing on the bottom face. There is a white inner here, which I never can tell whether it's the correct one or not. So what I'll do, I think it actually is. I'll turn that position, turn it on, put it in. Yeah, that's looking good. And it looks like blue, yellow, blue, yellow, white. Once again, I'm going to get all three of these done. Very happy with that. Okay, now there may actually be no more to be done on that side. There has to be one at least, because it's sitting up here. Now, you'll be thinking, how do I get that out? Well, this one, I can't turn the red face and I can't turn the white face there. So that's somewhat of a problem. So what I've got to do is, you can see that that's going to become a turnable corner if I can get it to be turnable. So that's the first thing. Just put something there and replace this with something pointing downwards so that this corner can become turnable and I can extract that piece, and in fact that one as well. So something pointing downwards, and I can't turn the red face. So I think what I'll do is turn that, put that one on and turn it back. Okay, now I've got the turnable corner. Keep in mind, I'm still using the white orange to finish these last three off. I just have to get these out. So I can now turn that one down and replace that with something else that I think pretty much everything else that I use will be okay to replace in there. This other one here needs to be turned down because I reckon I'm going to have to use that as well. Actually, turn the position down, the other one on, and turn it back. Now I've got both of them out, so I'm going to place them both facing the same way. I'll have to flip that one first of all so that I can put it onto this turnable corner here. So that now is a red inner. So now I'm assuming the other one would have a red outer, or that there'll be a red outer somewhere. There's a red outer here. Whether that's the correct one, no it's not. Let's have a look for another red outer. There is a red outer here, which I reckon, I don't like that going on the bottom. What I might do is flip that over, if it is the correct one. Yeah, that is the, what's happened to my piece that was up there, it was, I think it was like that. No, that's the red outer. Where's my red inner gone? Oh, it's here. Have I accidentally dislodged that one? Let's undislodge that. Okay. Now, you'll notice in doing that, I've actually misoriented the orange face. So just quickly, I will orient the orange face, put this piece here back to there. So it's all fairly standard. It's just when you're trying to do this and position pieces, you can run into trouble like that. Oh, I've managed to actually get what I want. The red inner is there, the red outer is there. That's good. A green inner. Do I have a green inner that I can use on the bottom? I do. Is it pointing the correct direction? Yes, it is. I think that was the other one that I pulled out from that other position. Good. Okay, so this is another reason why the Neptune can be a little bit more problematic, just getting the pieces into position. Okay. Now I'm really quite confident that that's all the ones that we'll be able to do on the white orange face. So now what I'm going to do is do these ones over on the white blue. So I need to create a turnable corner here. So the first thing, I've got to get a piece that's pointing that way into that position. So I can actually just move that one up. And now I've got a turnable corner. Okay, so if I have a look at this, I've got a blue inner there. So I'd like to put a blue outer. So again, I'll just check on the bottom face. Nothing there. Let's go hunting. There's a blue outer. I'll bring that down to the bottom and assume that that's going to be the correct one. And that now needs to go in that position. So I can't turn the red face. So I can't sort of turn it up like that. So again, I'm going to have to bring it in from this side. And that means I need to flip that piece over. So that's there now, and I can bring it down onto position, undo. So the blue outer's there, going to the blue inner. That's a green outer, so now I'd like a green inner. On the bottom, if I can find it, there is one here which may do the job. So I'll turn that into position. And the arrow there you can see is pointing that way as opposed to that way. So that is correct. And I reckon I'm ready to go. So this time I turn the corner up like that and I use the blue and the white face. Unturn the corner. done that one, we've done that one. This is ready to go, so I'll turn that up. Got a white inner, I'm looking for a white outer, which is sitting here, that's great, and I need a red inner down the bottom. There's a red inner over there. Is it pointing the correct direction? Yes, it is. Things start to happen a little bit more quickly at this point because there's not so much choice. Okay, next a yellow inner, look for a yellow outer. There's a yellow outer. I think I'm going to need to flip that over to get it into position. It's got to go there. That's there. Now you notice I've got orange yellow, I've got yellow orange. So that probably tells me that the third piece I'll need, I could put a completed orange piece here and it would do both of these. I do have an uncompleted piece here which is orange yellow. So I think that's worth just flipping over and using it because it'll still complete two. So it'll do this orange piece, it'll do this yellow. Now this orange will come back down to the yellow and be my next one, if you like. And there it is. So let's just put that up to the top. So a yellow inner, do I have a yellow outer? You can see it's becoming more difficult to find pieces. I do have a yellow outer. It's sitting up here and I can't turn the green face to get it out. So I need to be able to turn this down to this position, which means that needs to be a turnable corner. So I've got to put a piece in there that's pointing downwards and I can't turn the green face. That piece will work. So what I'll do is turn it off, put the position down, replace it and turn it up. Now I can turn that piece down to there and I can remove it and replace it with something else. Okay, so that was my yellow outer that I needed. Now once again, I'm going to have to flip that over and then place that into this position here. So I've got a yellow outer going to yellow inner, an orange outer needs to go to an orange inner. Nothing on the bottom face. Searching elsewhere, there's an orange inner, and that looks like the last piece, so we may be down to the final three cycle. Can't turn the green face, can't turn the red face. What do I do? Well, I'm going to now, to get this out, again create a turnable corner here. So you can see that's fine and that's fine. This is the issue. I need to replace this piece with an arrow going the opposite direction. And I can do that, I think, by turning this across to here and turning that arrow onto it, like so. Okay, then I can turn that piece out and now it's onto the bottom face. Now let's see, is it actually, it's correctly oriented and positioned as well. So I'm going to have the red reduced to there, the yellow reduced to there, and the orange reduced to there. And I'm pretty sure that is the last one that I'll need to do. Okay, let's check as a final thing. Yep, all of those edge arrows are reduced. So I guess the two key differences to Jupiter there, you have to do half of them on the white and the blue and half of them on the white and the orange in order to get them done. And it is a bit more problematic getting the pieces set up. You can get pieces trapped into these sort of corners up here. You just have to take them out by making turnable corners. So that is the edge arrows reduced. Now the next stage of this solve is to solve the triangles. And you can see very clearly that in order to move triangles around, I have to have turnable corners. And so what I'm going to do now is for the final time, just solve any edge bases that have come out. And they will not come out again. So once I deal with this, they're done. So I'll just flip that white blue over there. I'll place the white orange back like that. Let's have a look again to get the green, orange and the red blue done. The red blue is oriented. Green orange Oh, it's here. It's not oriented though, so I'm going to have to flip that over. Okay, now I can place that into position. That'll leave me with the orange blue. Let's see. Let's firstly orient that yellow. I've got to place the yellow green's got to go around to there, and it's got to flip. So I'll just turn them around to the front here. Flip that over. Yellow green's in. The yellow orange, no, the yellow red is the other one. So in fact, I've managed to do both of them, which is great. I'm going to have a 3-cycle here because I took care of the swapped edges before. So yellow blue onto there, orange blue onto here. We got yellow blue, orange yellow. That's great. And that has just solved those edge bases purely so I can now do the triangles. Right, well, I can't move any triangles on the red, white or green faces. All I can do is turn the corners off onto some of the other faces and solve them. So I want to take care of those triangles first. So that one and that one, well, that one's done. That one I need to make it a red, and I need to find a red from somewhere else, but I can't. Where is it? It's over here, which is not really overly helpful. So what I'll do is firstly turn that red to the blue face and then move it across to the yellow face by doing a corner turn, face turn, undo, undo. Now I'll put that back so the red's there. Now I can cycle that red up to there using the yellow face. I'll turn its position down, put it on, and undo both. Okay, the reds are done. What was the other one? The whites and the greens. Well, there's a green done and a white done. What about this? And just by the way, no, I won't say anything. Ignore what I just didn't say. The green, or there's a white here, so I can cycle that white up to there using the orange face. I am doing all 4 turns so that I keep the edge bases solved. Last little one to deal with here is this green one. That's the last one on the other face. Now, I have to, it's over here, and so what I'm going to have to do is actually move this green to the orange face so I can get it done. So, turn it across there first. Sometimes this happens. And it's not even really obvious why, but it will eventually turn. Okay, now I'm able to place that green. Now, I think that was another one I had to undo. Just checking the bases, they all look all right. So the greens are done, the reds are done, the whites are done. Good. That means I can now happily go about getting the remaining ones. So let's get the last blue done first. And just the orange and the yellow now. So as a setter, I'll turn that yellow there so I can cycle those 3. All right, so all of those triangles have now been placed. Well, we're on to the home stretch really of this solve. This is probably the last major part of the solve, which is to place these edge arrows. They've been reduced. I now need to place them into their position. And I'm going to do that using something very similar to what I did to reduce them. In fact, realistically, it's probably the same set of moves. It's just carried out on different faces. Because if I turn on a white, red or blue, I will break the reduced arrows. So I don't want to be turning on those faces. I want to be turning, when I do face turns, orange, yellow, sorry, I said white, red and blue. I meant white, red and green. I want to be using orange, yellow and blue. I'm constantly getting the blue and the green mixed up. My apologies for that. So what I need to do here is just look for a couple of pieces where I can either turn pieces across here or across here or across here. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to solve the white green. In fact, I'm going to try and solve the white green, the white red and the red green first, because they are probably the most problematic ones. I notice here that I could cycle the green orange to the green white to the blue red. That green white is going to go up to there where I want it to go. Now, because I'm cycling this to here across a face first rather than cycling this down to here, that tells me I want to do face turns first. So I've got to do face turns to move this green orange over to here, and I can't turn the green face. So that means I'll turn the blue face and the orange face, because it will cycle that to there, which is what I want, and this one over here. So I'll first do a normal 3 cycle. That green orange is there. I now replace it with my third piece using a corner turn. Now I undo those 3 cycles. Undo the face turns, and then I undo the corner turn. When I undo that corner turn, the white green has gone into position. That's exactly what I wanted. It so happens that the orange green has as well, but I was really concerned about the white green. So very, very simple. You can see it's just face turns with a corner turn and then undoing. Okay, let's have a look at the white red. Now the white red, normally I'd sort of say, well, good, I can do a corner turn to there and then face turns here, but I don't want to involve the red face. So as a setup, I'll turn this corner like that, and just remember I need the white red to go to the blue orange. So I can just involve a third piece here, go that to there, white red to there, that one to here. And again, to get this over to here, I'll turn the orange and the blue faces for my face turns. That's done. Turn the other piece on, undo, and undo the corner turn. And you remember, because we did that setup, when I undo the setup, the white red has gone into position, which is what I need. Last problematic one, the green red. Let's take care of that. Well, it's sort of the same deal here. It's a little bit trickier. Let's have a look. If I turn them like that, the ones, I've got to get the green red to the white blue. That's what I've got to remember. And I've got to get that over to there. That's my third piece. So I can do that by turning blue, yellow. So the piece movement, let's have a think about it. The green red has got to go to the white blue. So it's got to be this to here, this to here. So because it's this to here first, it's face turns first. Then my corner turn. Then undo face turns. And undo corner turn. Again, I'll do it properly. And there was the setup. That green, red is placed. So you can see that 2x2 block is basically done, just the corner to deal with at the end. That's good. I can kind of ignore that. A lot of other stuff has become done as well, and that's pretty standard. And it looks like I'm down to the final 3 cycle, which is blue, red, blue, yellow, and white, blue. Okay. Now, I can't turn the red or white. I can turn the yellow and blue faces. So that's perfect. So what I'll do here is just go, well, I'm cycling blue, white to there, blue, red to here, blue, yellow to here. So I've got to move that across to there first. So again, it's a face turn. Turn the corner to introduce the third piece. And undo the corner turn. And you can see, oh good, all the edge arrows have been placed. Now the final stage of the solve is to do the corners. And for that, I'm going to use the corner piece series. And it's very straightforward. I'm just looking for something that will roll down an edge into position or across the back, something like that. And we don't know yet whether we have a single twisted corner, but even if we don't, I'll set up for it. Okay, yellow, orange, green. Does that go anywhere? That goes down to here, so I'll do that cycle. Okay, nothing else that's looking like it's going to go along an edge, so I'll do, look, I can turn that up there as a setup, and then I can cycle those 3 pieces. You'll notice as I've turned that up there that it's knocked bits out. Also, I'm not concerned which faces I'm using because the corners aren't part of the circle, so nothing gets affected. So I'm cycling these pieces. undo the setup. Good, I've got the orange, white, blue. I can cycle these around like this. The white, red, green to here, and I'll bring that as a third piece. I reckon I have to be close to, oh look at that, not only to a 3 cycle, but I've got 2 in position that need to be rotated. Now, let's have a look. This one needs to go clockwise. This one needs to go anti-clockwise. So this is fine, there's no problem there. I'd like to set up now for a single twisted corner. All right, well here we have everything solved except for one corner that needs to be twisted. Now, if you get this, it could be here on a turnable corner, it could be here on a non-turnable corner. Obviously, if it's on a non-turnable corner, you can't turn it. Here, I can turn it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. If it was over here, I would look at it and say, well, let's say that that needed to turn clockwise. I would create another corner here that needed to turn anti-clockwise. That's how I deal with it. In this case, all I need to do is turn that corner so that it is correct. Now you can see that it's knocked out some triangles and it's knocked out the edge arrows. So we now need to replace them. Now remembering that I can only really use the yellow face to do this, so the first thing that I might do, replace the red triangle and then replace the green. So the triangles are done. That will then leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 edge arrows to cycle. It's two lots of them I have to do. And I'd say, well, yellow, red can go to there. The blue, yellow can go to there so that the yellow, orange comes back and solves as well. So I can't turn the red face. So to get the yellow, red across, I'll do orange and yellow. Turn the corner. And unturn the corner and do it the correct way. What does that leave? Yellow, green to green, red to yellow, blue. And again, I can use the yellow and the green, not the yellow and the green faces, I can use the blue and the yellow faces to get that across to there. So that's fixed everything that got knocked out when we did that. And you'll see what I'm left with is one anti-clockwise, one clockwise, just like I had earlier. So that is the fix for the single twisted corner. And now to finish the solve, I'll simply rotate these corners. So I'll just use a standard corner twister, just do 2 up, up, down, downs here to twist that corner into position. Here we go. Bring the other one around and do it in the other direction to undo everything. Turn it back and you can see all is well. So that is everything solved on the Crazy Unicorn Neptune. Thanks for watching.